Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Black College Championship Black College World Series Selection Show. This show is geared toward HBCU baseball's programs that'll be playing for a national title amongst HBCU baseball programs throughout the nation. The selection show is based upon the teams that are ranked in HBCU baseball's Black College Nine's top 10 poll. That poll consists of teams that have gone on through the year 2024, ranked, won their ball games, and as we stated before, win. That's right, win, and you're in. The selection show, we're having a change of a venue for this. We were supposed to do this across a different network. That has changed, but here we are. The final day has arrived, and we are prepared to present to the nation the selection show for HBCU baseball. As you know, all games will be played at Riverwalk Stadium in Montgomery, Alabama, home to the Black College World Series. And one of the things that needed to be noted about how this came about, the tournament took 10 years to put on. That 10 years it took me to get it on, and we're finally here, and now we're headed to year 4. This will be our 4th year. Past champions include Bluefield State in 2021, Edward Waters in 2022, Florida Memorial in 2023. In 2024, it's anybody's guess, but we have a good field. We have a very good field for this year. The tournament is broken down into 2 brackets. Those brackets are the NCAA Division II and the NAIA bracket. Now, in the NCAA Division II bracket, we are set up as to where we know that we're going to get a couple teams from the SIAC conference, but we put in our bylaws when we were planning this thing 4 years ago, 5 years to be exact, was that we were going to have an independent. We thought it wouldn't be fair to have 4 teams come from one conference when we have other uh, HBCUs and other conferences. So we said that we would make sure that we would include at least an independent. And each year we've had that an independent that has gone on and actually won it at the inaugural event. And then they've made every year they've made the Black College World Series an annual a trip that they make. So further to do, I don't want to delay this any longer. If you guys are ready, and here we are. Our top 10 small school poll comes out tonight, and our poll determined the selection of the teams. And we're going to start off with the NCAA Division II team with a 34-10 record out of Georgia. The number 1 seed for the NCAA Black College World Series is Albany State. Albany State had a great year. Albany State has, under Scott Hemmings, has gone on and they beat some really tough teams. They finished with over 30 wins in the SIAC conference. At 34-10, Albany State is the number 1 seed in the NCAA D2 bracket. Number 2, in a former national champion, is Bluefield State University out of Bluefield, Virginia. They set a program record. Last year, 25 was the record. They broke that this year. They went 30-14. And it always seems like Drew Bailey always gets his team together and fired up for at the end of the season. Number 2 seed is Bluefield State. Number 3 is Carlton Hardy's Savannah State Tigers. They finished the season 28-13, had some signature wins in the conference. They took down a number six ranked Edward Waters and won in three games. And I mean, I'm sorry. Yeah. And this was supposed to be a rebuilding year for Coach Hardy at 28-13 record. He's got some great hitters and great pitching. They are the number three seed. The number four seed is out of Jacksonville, Florida, is Edward Waters. Edward Waters finished the year at 27-18, had some signature wins against Savannah, and they really uh, poured it on when they needed to win. At one point, they had a 7-game winning streak. Out of Jacksonville, number four is the Tigers of Edward Waters. And before we get to the NAIA side, the bracket championship, how the schedule is set up is where each bracket and the teams will play uh, games on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, and the championship on Saturday. The tournament is May 8th and May 11th, with the bracket championships playing on Friday. And what it is, the bracket champion for the NCAA will play the bracket champions in the NAIA for the national title on Saturday at 2 p.m. May 11th in Montgomery. Now the NAIA has won 2 tournaments in the World Series. And they've done this last year. The tournament went 19 innings, and it was a thriller. I mean, the players put their lives on the line and the team that won was an alternate. The alternate team was Florida Memorial. Now, in the D2 side, we have Miles with a 22-22 record. Miles is at alternate because the four teams in the NCAA Division II bracket, if they make the conference championship and they win the conference championship, we know that they're going to go and play in the regional, and they will not be eligible to play additional postseason play in another uh, tournament. So that team, if they win that conference, we're going to lose a team. So the alternate would be Miles, which is ranked 10th in the latest poll. So Miles will get in as an alternate. In the NAIA, the number one team with a 36-15 record is Talladega. Talladega is coached by Marcos Dominguez, who scheduled teams. They play 15 to 20 games each year against ranked teams and beats them. They beat the number 3 ranked team this year, the number 4 ranked, the number 10th ranked, the number 15th, and the number 7th. And then they went and swept the entire Gulf Coast Atlantic Conference tournament. And Talladega returns for its second trip to the Black College World Series. Number 2 the number 2 seed out of Wiley, Texas, is Wiley University Wildcats with a 28-19 record. If you remember Wiley, this would be their second trip to the World Series. Wiley comes in uh, having won 28 games, and they played a really tough schedule this year. And they finished the conference with 18 wins. They were 18-5, 18-3 in their conference tournament. The number 3 seed is the defending champion. The defending champion gets a chance to defend its national title. Florida Memorial out of Miami, which is 20-24, who won 6 games against ranked teams this year, including knocking off the number 1 ranked team in the nation in the NAIA Top 25 Coaches Poll, Southeastern. The Lions, will get a chance to defend their title, return to Montgomery, and try to be the first team to repeat back-to-back HBCU baseball titles. The fourth team, the number 4 seed, gets postseason play for the first time in program's history. Jarvis Christian, who won 18 and 21 and plays in the Red River Athletic Conference, one of the toughest baseball conferences in the NAIA. Jarvis Christian has a chance to make a name for itself in this tournament because this is their first postseason tournament for the program, and hopefully this will elevate the program, get the program to get in some good recruits, and they won some tough ball games, and if you look at their schedule, they lost some tough ball games, and a lot of them were 1-run games, and some of them were 2-run games. I think it was 8 games that they lost by 1 run, that they were in the games and should have won. Now the ultimate, if any of these teams decide to opt out, is Xavier. Xavier is that alternate team. So now that you've heard the Black College World Series selection show, we want to remind everybody that the dates for the event is May 8th to the 11th in Montgomery. We're having the banquet, the Black College Nines Elite Banquet on Tuesday, 6 p.m. in Montgomery. And if you're able to make it, we're asking you to honor these kids for the hard work they put in. These are, remember now, these are student athletes. They're there for a purpose, to get an education, and athletics is secondary. So we ask that you support these kids through the banquet, because at the banquet we will make the announcement of who's the player of the year, who made the Black College Nines All Elite list, and that is on the 7th at 6 p.m. at the Camden Bowl in Montgomery. The World Series, again, is May 8th to the 11th, and we hope to see you all then. I want to thank you all, and as you see the sign behind me, Black College World Series, looking forward to shaking everybody's hands again, seeing old friends, forming new ones, but mainly crowning an HBCU